Hi guys, hope you're doing great. I'm Jaymo the Builder from Mafundi Builders, and welcome back again to this YouTube channel where exactly that we talk all about affordable housing and how exactly you can be able to build your house affordably here in Kenya. You know, I always talk about design, I talk about construction, and I talk about the way you can be able to build your house very affordably. In short, we talk all about construction and how exactly you can also be able to fund your construction project. In this case, guys, I would like to really give you a quotation of a two-bedroom house. You know, previously I did a video where exactly that we talk about that you can be able to build a house all the way to the roofing level with a budget of around $500,000. And so many people actually even commented and saying that it's not a reality, that I'm going ahead and actually lying to Kenyans. But that is not the case, because in this video, I will show you a project that actually we have done in this 2025, and then you can be able to see that it's actually very possible. But before that, guys, I always tell you that the very most important is to understand the context of the building, right? So for this one, this house was actually built in Kaguda Road, that is, I think, in Bakasi East. And the soil there is actually rocky, but there's a certain half of the plot actually had black cotton soil, so we had to remove that. And that means that the hardcore feeling was actually more, but part of it was actually very rocky. So we went actually, I think, only like 1.5 feet down deep. So that's not the context of the site. Another thing that you need to understand is the size of the house. So what exactly was the size of the house? Now, I will give you the room sizes so that then you can see whether this is the ideal house you would also want to build in 2025 or whichever year that you want, right? So of course, I'm going to show you the design. This is the design that actually we were trying to implement, and this is the actual house we built. So we were actually, the contract was actually for us to build all the way to the roofing level, and then the client ajipange, and then they can be able now to come call us and we do the rest of the work. So what is the size of the house? So for sitting area, we had a space of 18 feet by 14. So 18 by 14, that's the size of the living area or the lounge. Also, we have a dining area, which was 12 by 10. So a dining area of 12 by 10. That means you can be able now to see that that's a very spacious house. We had a kitchen of 8 by 12, also a very spacious one. We had a kid's bedroom, which was 13 by 10. And then we have the master bedroom, which is actually ensuite, which has a size of 13 by 11. And we had two bathrooms. So we have two bathrooms. So one is a common bathroom, which is shared by the kids' bedroom, and also it's a guest bathroom. And also we have the other one, which is for the master bedroom. So the master bedroom in this case is actually ensuite. So what is the size of the bedrooms? A bathroom is actually 4 by 9. That tells you that a spacious bathroom. You know, so we have two bathrooms, which is that. Now, if you add this, what exactly also, guys, you need to understand that once you add all that, so what we call utilizable area, or what we call the carpet area. So the carpet area is a space where you can use. So this does not include, you know, the area for the external walls. So this is what we call carpet area. And when we are calculating carpet area, we include even the internal walls. You understand? So this is just the carpet. I've not even added the internal wall area. So this is the utilizable area. So for that, we have a 73.85 meters squared. So approximately we can say we have an area of 75 meters squared, which is the carpet area. This is not what we call the built-up area. So I've not included the entry porch, I've not included the exterior, the rear porch, the area of the walls, the external walls, and everything. So also, when you are comparing the prices of a house, you also need to know, is it built up area? Is it carpet area? What area are these people talking about? You understand? So it's quite important. But anyway, the whole point is to understand the room sizes and the area. So the whole area we are looking at around 75 meters squared. So that is very important. So what materials did we use. So I'm going to give you the quotation, and of course I'm going to give you some photos of what exactly was happening, and at the same time the BQ of it, so that if you want to build this kind of a house, then you can go ahead and actually buy all these materials and then start building your house, so this is going to be very most important. And of course you can get the plan. Of course it's up for sale. You can get the plan, the whole BQ, which in this case it's more detailed. You can be able to get the foundation cost, the walling cost, the roofing cost, the plastering cost, the electrical cost, all that. But that is now for that is for up for sale. Or we can design for you a custom house that does not even have to be the cost that I'm going to give you. It can be lower or it can be bigger, right? So for this house, of course, as you can see how the plan look like, you can be able to say that this is a very spacious two-bedroom house, right? So this is very special. So for those who want, this is not the previous one. I said it's actually 50 meters squared. Now this is 75 meters squared. It has a dining area. It has a very spacious kitchen. The kids' bedroom is big. The master bedroom is ensuite. So this is very ideal, particularly for a family of, for example, 4 or 5. So you can have the kids' bedroom, utilize the kids' bedroom, then you have a master bedroom, you have a dining area, a kitchen. Now, this also plan can actually be converted into a 3-bedroom because you can eliminate the dining area. You can make the kitchen smaller. So 75 meters squared as a carpet area is actually a very big space. You understand? So it doesn't have to be a 2-bedroom, right? So let's get to the materials and see how much exactly that it's going to cost you to build this. So for one, we bought a sand. So for sand, you need 42 tons. So each ton is around 1,500. So these prices will depend with where you are, right? So these prices might be go up or down depending on where you are buying your materials from or who is your supplier, right? In this case, we were the supplier of most of the items, so that's why these prices. And of course, you have to understand the distance from there where you are getting the materials. These are variants that always makes the construction to be more expensive or less expensive, right? So for sand, we bought 42 tons, each at 1,500. That costed us 63,000. We bought ballast, 25 tons at 1,800. That's 45,000. Then we had the cement, which is 100 bags. Each were buying at 750. So of course, I understand that some places cement is 800, 780, 760, but we were able to buy the cement in bulk. So they were able to give us very good discount. And also, guys, it's very most important to understand that some of these materials we were able to negotiate because we were buying from one hardware. So if you get one supplier, they can be able to give you a very good discount. So that's also a tip that you need to understand. So for cement, we were buying at 750. So that's 75,000. We bought a hoop iron, 3 loads. So each load we were buying at 1,800. So that's 54. So people always put no, yeah, 1,800. So what happens with hoop iron? Hoop iron comes in different kgs. So you need to understand that, so that somebody doesn't give you a 3,600 and then you think, so if they're buying 3,600, it probably means they're going only to buy maybe 2 lots. You understand? So there is a smaller, there's a bigger one, and all those. So it depends with the kg and also even the manufacturer. You understand? Yeah. So so you need to understand that. So hoop iron we're buying at 1,800. Then we have a polythene sheet. We bought 2 loads, each at 2,200. Then we bought hardcore. We bought 4 lorries because I told you that there is a section where exactly that we did a lot of excavation and backfilling because it's the lower part. We went almost 7 courses, so we had to do a lot of backfilling. So we bought each lorry at 9,000. And this was Mchongo, so it was more better than. We bought, I think, Mchongo 2 lorries at the Tata, and then we bought the dye, Dog dye 2 lorries. So the dye was the actual hardcore, the other one was what we call mchongo. So for those who in the construction know what mchongo is, these are like debris from construction site. Particularly if you're building in Nairobi, you can be able to get these things from ECD. So where there is a lot of demolition, parkland, all these places where there is a lot of demolition, particularly ECD, there is a lot of people who can deliver for you this material. So cumulatively, we spend 36,000 on hardcore. Okay, now then we bought foundation stones. This one, the bluestone, we bought 700 feet, each feet for 50 bob. So that was 35,000. Then we had a warring. So warring, we had 1,800 pieces. That is the Darugo 6 by 9. So this house we built it with a 6 by 9. So we bought for each at 45 per piece. So that was that. So blocks always depend on the grade and the distance. So there are stones you can be able to be supplied at 40, but then you have to ask yourself what is the grade and what is the size. You see what happens with the blocks. There is a lot of theft that goes, and a lot of, I don't know what to call it, but anyway, you need to be very careful when you're buying this material. For example, you might be brought, you're buying 6 by 9, but the supplier brings 5 each instead of 6. And then they sell you at the cost of 6 by 9. And sometimes they might mix up the 6 by 9 and the 5 by 9. And that is actually a very big problem, because what happens is, fundi wako utasikia kwambia hizi mawe haziko gauge moja, because now once it comes to plastering itakuwa with a lot of problem. You're going to spend more money on plastering, and also the speed of work of the fundi is now not quick, because the gauges are not the same. You understand? Yeah, so that's very most important. So then we bought the anti-termite treatment. So this one we bought a gladiator, we bought a 2,500. Then nails, we bought 20 kgs. So nails you need because of doing the formwork for the lintel. There's a lot of works that goes on that requires nails. When doing the setting out, putting the profile and all those things, that will cost you that 400. Now, these nails are not for roofing. These are just for normal usage during the construction phase. Then you need timber, 6 by 1. We bought 800 feet. That's for doing the lintel. And actually, this was not even enough, because we had to go ahead and actually hire some more timber, right? So we needed almost 1,600 to do the whole thing. But then what we did, we did a section of the lintel, the beam, and then we concrete, then we transferred the timber to the other section, right? So then you need poles. So we bought 10 poles, each at 150. So those are important, particularly when you are building the upper level walling part. And then when you are doing, you need that, and also where you need the gas for the workers to actually be able, the machines to be able to build the top courses of stones. Then you need strings. We bought 5, each is 50 bob. That is for doing the setting out, is the fundi wanatumia and all that. Then the site did not have water, so we were able to buy water, and we spent around 10,000. I think each rolling was around 2,500 Kenya shillings, and that was for what? Yeah, 2,500 for 5,000 liters, I think, thereabout. So that came around 10,000. So if your site has water, so it means you're going to save on that cost. You understand? So that's how you save. Then you need steel for your beams, the lintel at the top. So that one we bought 10. So we bought D10 as the main bar. So we bought 23 pieces, each was going for 900. We bought D8, this is 18 pieces, it was 600. So the steel might really change depending from one place to the other. But of course, we are building in Nairobi, so these things tend to be cheaper, because there's a lot of hardware, and some of the production I think is around Nairobi, right? So 28, so that's the cost. Then you need the blades for cutting the nini. Mostly we use, mostly on most of our site we use the grinder, but in this case we didn't have electricity on the site, so we used the blades, so that's 1,000. So binding wire, we bought one load at 600, but of course that was bigger, ilipaki mingi sana, right? Then you need transport, so we catered for transport around 5,000. So I don't know exactly how much we spent, but around 5,000. So you need to have a budget for transport. You know, utasikia umeendea simiti tatu, umelipa mtu wa boda 100, umeendea sijui nini, umelipa 400, 500, you know, there's a lot of transportation costs that comes. But if you are able to bring all these materials once, you can save a lot. You know, you can save this 5,000 or you can spend around 2,000, right? When you bought a hose pipe, which was 1,500. So the total cost came at around 425 and 50. That is for the materials to do all the way to to the to the to the wall plate, right? To build that house, mawe zote umejenga. Na remember when you're talking about hadi kujenga mawe, it even zile mawe zitakuwa zinahitajika above the lintel, so all those, so hapo you need to spend around 425. If you save a lot of money, let's say you're going to spend around 400,000 depending, or you can even spend 500,000 depending na site yako venye iko, sindio? So let's now look at the cost of the materials for doing the roofing part, right? So, so I know you're gonna be like really amazed at how much less you can actually be able to spend on roofing. For this roof, actually, guys, we were using two types of roof. We were using a Skirion roof, and also we were doing a hidden roof. So that's why you can see that the cost is actually very low. And also when you look at the design of that house, that design doesn't really show that it's a show the work. It's also a very nice design, right? So many of you can actually acknowledge that. So you need to buy timber 2x2. Remember, guys, when I'm talking about roofing, I'm talking about how many things? I'm talking about three things. I'm talking about doing all the timber works that is required. I'm talking about putting the iron sheets, and I'm also talking about doing the ceiling bladdering. So ceiling bladdering is where you unaeka mbao za ceiling. Unaona? So this includes that. So it's not just the roofing part, it's also doing the bladdering for the ceiling. So what some people might call it bladdering, what we like a ceiling joist, sorry, ceiling joist. So we bought a 2x2, that is inclusive of the roof and the ceiling. We bought a 1,600 feet. Each feet we are buying at 17 bob. This one actually we really bargained for the client because generally this comes at around 20 shillings. So we were able to get a discount of around 3 bob. And 3 bob actually is a very a lot of money because if you multiply that, probably you are looking at around how much? Around 5,000 or thereabout, right? Yeah. So then 4x2, we needed 500 feet. Each feet we are going for 34. Also here we were able to bargain for the client because generally this goes for around 39 and 40 bob. So we bought at 34 shillings. So you can see when you give us your job, we can be able to negotiate for you a better rate because at the end of the day is to help you achieve your dream. It's not about enriching ourselves. It's about you actualizing your dream. So yeah, marketing there. Marketing myself, right? So this timber we are buying is actually blue gum. It's very most important to understand because if you buy, for example, Cypress, it's going to be expensive. You know, so Cypress I think goes for around 52 or even 50 shillings. So yeah, then you need a fascia board, 8x1. So this one we bought Cypress. We needed 150 feet. Then you can see all the places that needed the fascia board. So we needed 150 feet for the whole house. Each we were buying at, I think we bought it at 80. Yeah, 80. But generally, because of actually we bargained a lot with these guys, because the whole argument was we buy you all the timber that we need, and then you give us better discount. You understand? So that's the negotiation that you need to do with. If you buy from one supplier, you are buying in bulk. You see? So you don't buy here, tomorrow you buy here. You know, you cannot be able to bargain with that, because of if you're buying something in bulk, somebody might say, let me make 5,000 and get another order. So that's the kind of the Kikuyus, we always think from that angle. Yeah, so we bought it at 80 bob. Mostly 8 by 1, you're going to buy it at around 110 per feet. You get 110, 100, there are 100, 100 and 110, they are about that. But we're able to bargain for the client Akapata at 80 shillings per feet, which is a good bargain for me. So there we were able to save the client around 3,000 or thereabout. So you see, we just saving for the client. Then you need a paint, because that bar, the fascia board, you need to paint the undercoat first before that you install it. So that one is going to cost. So we bought 4 liters super fast crown paint. So that one came 1100. Then you need a blush. So we bought a 4-inch blush at 100. That was 100. Then you need ordinary nails for doing the whole ceiling. We bought 20 kgs. So that was 3,400. So each kg you are buying at 170, but mostly you can work with 200, depending, of course, with where you are coming from. So don't work with my unit price. Work with the quantity. Then go and ask in your hardware how much that will cost you, because these prices might be a little bit lower than probably, or higher than where exactly you are building your house. So you need to understand that. And if I give you a quotation and the things are higher, it saves you money. You put that money in your pocket, then you can be able to do, another thing. Unaweza chinjia mafundi buzi na hiyo pesa utasave, sindio? Ama you do another thing. Then you need roofing nails. We bought 5 kgs. Each is 300. So that's 150. But sometimes you can get at 280. You can get at 270, 250 sometimes, So that is 150, 1500. Then you need the nail caps. When you're doing the roofing, you need the nail caps, so that, it becomes watertight. Yeah. So we bought 5 bags. It is 100. Then we bought iron sheets. So I want to explain to you. So hii mabati yote we bought from Kidani Mabati. I think he's along Eastern Bypass. Yeah, Eastern Bypass, pale karibu na Kamaki is there about. Before ufike Nairobi Gate. So they have the factory there, and they have a very good mabatis actually. They have a warranty. So, I've used them for, I think, like quite a number of projects, and these guys are doing an amazing work. The only challenge with Kidani Mabati actually, because I'm not paid, I'm not, these are a paid advert or something, is that their delivery timeline sometimes may be, they might be they might delay you, They have good quality, but when it comes to them delivering on your site, you have now to work with their schedule. That's the only problem that I have with them. But in terms of the quality, I think they are good. So, and also they are affordable. When you look at the quality of Mabati, it's quality actually. So each per meter, so we're working with the box profile, this one, and per meter, they were selling at 590. That is per meter for that one. And also we bought print sheet from them. They're also selling at the same price, 590. And yeah, so those are the things we bought from Kidani Mabati. Yes, so we have iron sheets, that's 5.8. So for the part where you see we have a skirion roof, we had 5.7 meters, where we have the hidden roof on part of the sitting room and the kitchen and the dining. We were using Mabati full length 5.8 meters. So you need to know that. And also pale kwa entry porch, pale ndani, before you on the entry porch, hapo we needed Mabati yenye itakuwa 3.7 meters. So there we needed only 2 pieces. Then we needed a print sheet yenye tulikuwa tunaweka on the edges, particularly on pale where we have that wall where we have the division for the skirion and the hidden. So there we needed, we bought 5 meters because the print sheet, we were cutting it into 3 parts, into 3 pieces, so that now we can be able to put it just to ensure that the water, to ensure that we don't have anything to do with the leakages. So the 5.8 meter, hiyo mabati yote ilikuja 10 pieces. So that is side ya hidden roof. Hiyo tulitumia mabati, it costed us 34,220. Side ya skirion roof tulikuwa nahitaji mabati 13 pieces. Yeah, 13 pieces ya length ya 5.7. Hiyo ilikuwa inataka 43 1,719. Then pale kwa entry pocha tulikuwa nahitaji 3.7 two pieces. So that one came to 4,366. And then print sheet tulibuy moja ya 5 meters. So tukatumia 2,950. Then on the entry port tulikuwa nahitaji tuweke and the gutter system, because hiyo lazima tungeweka saa hizo because later haingewezekana. So we did that, all those items for that part to do the gutter, the plastic gutter, buy the drop and the head caps, all those things. They costed us 2,400. Then we put the transport, maybe for Tiba, because I kutumia transport here and there. So that transport, I think it could be around 2,000. So 2,000 Kenya shillings. So the total for the roofing part alone, the total for the roofing comes to 152,455. So that's the cost for roofing. So probably you can be able to save, we can say that approximately 150,000. You see, so you can be able to save here and there, save here and there, transport, gutter accessories, blah 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 blah. Save. You can also get easy mabati. For example, if you're buying, for example, from Roiro Mabati, they sell they sell this mabati at 530. So you can save, you can choose them or any other company. There are so many companies, particularly in Kiambu, there are so many companies that do this or in Nairobi and its virus. So you can work with around 150,000 for the roofing materials alone. So if you can be able to bargain, save here, save there, and there's a difference between saving and cutting corners. I'm not talking about cutting corners. Yeah, so that one. So if you add the total cost, you can see it's coming, the materials alone, we are looking at around 550,000. 550, but if you add, so for the other materials, we had 425,050 for them. This one imekuja 152,455. The total for that is 577,505. If you can be able to save, then we can say that is around between 550 to around 600,000. If I ikipita hapo wewe umegongwa, sindio? So we can work with between 550 and 600,000. Now, you can put labor for labor. This one, it costed the client 200,000 to do all that work, from foundation, doing the walling and doing the roofing. So I'm giving you the labor that was charged. So now that gives you that the total cost for that will be 750. So it will be between 750 and 800. So for you to build that house up to that level, you will need between 700 to 800,000. Get what I mean? So because depending on material, kuna material zingine unaweza kuwa nazo and other things. But this is what exactly you need to understand. Construction will also involve a number of things. So probably you need kujenga site house, you need kubuy wheelbarrow, vitu kama vijiko, there are a lot of things that you might need to buy before that. So you need to have an extra like 50,000 to cater for other things which are not directly related to the actual construction. You see, a wheelbarrow, it's important, but it's not directly about the house. It's just a need. Vijiko, hizi vitu zote utaachwa nazo. So you need to have around 50,000 za kubuy. That facilitation, site house, nini, all those things. So those are the materials that you need to build a very spacious 2-bedroom house of an area 75 meters square. And of course, you can see that house. That's where exactly it is. And that is up to the roofing level. So see you in the next one. I'm Jaymo the Builder. And you can go ahead and actually comment down below. Tell me, do you think this house is actually affordable or ni stories za jaba tunawapatia? So see you in the next one. I'm Jaymo the Builder.